charger is in the...
With me?
No, unfortunately I don't have the charger with me, Dasha.
Not here, but there.
Charger's in the apartment. We're about to go for the final walk with the girls. It's our final coffee, muffins, latte. Oh shit. Fuck. Sorry guys. Okay. Here we are, the final preparations for departure from 129 West 70th Street. And we're going to take out the van here. This is the van. Here we are. Now it's quite appropriate. We're leaving New York. And of course, on the street in front of us, we have a dead rat. Very appropriate, I think, for departing from New York, don't you think? Here's the inside of the van as it looks now. Still got a little repacking to do, well, a lot of repacking. We have my computer stuff still to come, and however many bikes I'm going to bring still to come to add to this. And that's it. Hopefully we'll be on the road tomorrow. Tomorrow 9 o'clock is the deadline because that's when the alternate street side parking happens. Okay, here we are now. It's now 5:30 p.m. on September 18, New York, Eastern Standard Time. And this is the state of play in the van. We still have some stuff up front, which will need to be moved, of course, before we take off tomorrow morning. But the rest of this is kind of an open space here next to the side door. And then this will be the sleeping area. Underneath these bags, which are all very easy to move, is this green mattress, which will be this is the basis of the bed, situated on top of this table. It's a fold-out table, and underneath will be a protected area. Planning to put the computer in here later, so it will be well protected. And on the other side of the van, we have a lot of boxes, which are put together somewhat like a jigsaw, but seems to be working reasonably well so far. We have a few here. We'll need to secure all these boxes probably at some point. I've got lots of ropes and cables to tie them in position, just in case in case of an accident, if the van had to stop suddenly, because everything would tend to come forward, and guess who's up front in the van? So we don't want that. Anyway, that's it for now. Well, the light is fading a little. It's what is it? 7:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York, and I think we're doing pretty well here. We have the front is now empty. There's room to sit for tomorrow morning. We've created a little space here, which is where the bikes will go. And then we've packed up the back pretty well. And the skis, I haven't used those for many years. Yeah, it's all pretty much packed up. You can't even see the windows really at the back. And these are all empty boxes. Could have been filled with something, but for now they're just sitting there, pretty light because they're plastic. And we have other stuff here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy the way things have gone. So hopefully we'll be away from here around 9 o'clock in the morning, and 10 days time we'll be in San Francisco. Not San Francisco, Davis, California. Over and out. Good morning all. It's just after 7 a.m. on September 19, 2019. And I'm just making up with my two babies for the last time in quite a while, I believe, as I am going to leave them in New York today, and I'm going to begin my journey across country in the van from New York to Davis, California, just past Lake Tahoe, near Sacramento. Almost the whole way to San Francisco. And yeah, I'm gonna miss waking up with these two guys. For sure. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. I think we're leaving behind apartment 4, 129 West 78th Street now. Doggies haven't been out for a walk yet this morning, but they went out late last night, so should be okay. There's the kitchen. A few boxes here, which Mary can use if she wants when she's moving. Last pack to go down. Bathroom is pretty good shape. Okay. Maeve's room is pretty empty. Yeah, there's Mercy. Yeah, Mercy. You like Maeve's bed, don't you? And then my room has Mona on the bed. I'm leaving this blanket for them in case they get a little smell. Hey kids, I'm gonna miss you guys. Love you guys. Yeah, we love you guys. And I guess we're gonna leave this mountain bike here. All the shelves are pretty empty, let's see. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So it's goodbye for now and hello California, hopefully in 10 days or less. This is a quick video. We're just about to leave 129 West 78th Street.
Good luck.
Thanks, Basha. Basha's going to stay behind and look after Mona there. And Mercy here. Hey, Mercy. See Mosey?
They know something is happening.
Love you.
They know something unusual is taking place.
Yeah, here we are. Here's the van.
Beautiful day for travel.
Yeah, it is actually.
Gorgeous.
So we're going to climb in. Mercy wants to go in, of course. We're going to climb in for a look, and here's the van. It's all pretty well packed up. 2 bikes under there. And that's it. And we are off. Here we are. We're driving down 70th Street, just 1 block from 129, where I've lived for the last however many years. And we're heading towards Central Park West. So here we are, we're on I-80, heading towards the Delaware Water Gap. So we're still in New Jersey. And nice smooth road, easy driving right now. Have some trees, quite pretty. So there it is, mile 50 on I-80 traveling west. Well, here we are. We're 111 miles into the journey. We just had our first stop, filled up with diesel. Of course, I've been told to use auto diesel and not truck diesel, so a few questions here and there to confirm that the diesel I was putting into the truck, into the van, was actually auto diesel and not truck diesel. I think we covered that, so we're now driving again. Now we're on mile 111 for the journey so far since Manhattan. 10 miles ago we were told it was 300 miles to go on this section of I-80, so I have this secret plan, maybe plan is too strong a word, to try and make this 300 or as much of that 300 as I can today, because that would give us a good start for the journey. we are. We are 290 plus miles into the journey. We stopped here at a rest stop in Pennsylvania. Get a little walk. There's the van behind me. It's been going reasonably well. I've discovered it's quite underpowered on the hills, but of course that might be to do with the load that it's carrying. So uphill it feels a little underpowered. This is a stop here. There's a truck stop and a car stop. And there's some restrooms. And this is still Pennsylvania. I think we're about 2/3 of the way through Pennsylvania. And I don't even know where this is. But I did read a sign here that says stopping for more than 2 hours in a 24-hour period is against the rules. Packing is holding up reasonably well. It's a little haphazard in the front here, but the driver's seat, of course, is free for me. In the back, we have, this is Buddha here. She's hiding. But, hey.
A lot of stuff in there.
Yes, here's the back of the van, which is holding up reasonably well. Two bikes here. This is Maeve's bike. This is my bike. And it's pretty well packed. The guy next to me just stopped to chat. He was commenting on how high it was and how full it was. So there we are. There's a couple of skis, which I haven't used for ages, poles. But everything's a little bit of a mess there, but I think things are holding together pretty well. So I'll just have some strapping here because this bike fell over at the beginning. Nothing serious, but got a few straps to try and hold things in position a little bit. But so far so good. And I think it may be time to get on with the next leg now. I want to do at least 100 more miles today. Then we'll have 400 for the day. And I'll start looking for somewhere to stay tonight. So there we are. We have done 407 miles since leaving Manhattan. And we are now on the Ohio Turnpike. We're still on day one. And we just went through a toll booth, and somehow the system found my Easy Pass in the van somewhere. Good morning all, this is day two. It's 8 o'clock in the morning now. Van behind me there. I did wake up a couple of hours ago. Just walked over to the restrooms over there, that building. And that was fine, but then I don't know that it'll sleep for the last couple of hours. So I'm going to show you my setup last night now. This was the front of the van, stuff piled up. And then in the back here, we had to maneuver some of the stuff down here to make space to sleep. See bits of the bikes. And there, that's kind of the setup. So there's a lot of stuff piled up on the left as we look at it, and then right here now has a couple of things thrown in on it, but that was my bed for the night, and it was actually very comfortable. More boxes in the front, and then we can come around the back for perhaps a better look. There we are. So that's the back of the van, held up pretty well. And this here, where the Kiwi helmet is now, that's where I slept last night. There we are. There's a few boxes thrown in now, but that's basically my bed here. And it was, I say, very, very comfortable. So that's it for now. So we'll be off again soon. I'm thinking might go over, shower or not, I don't know. There are shower facilities here, so it's tempting to have a shower, seeing as there is one available. So maybe I will have a quick shower and then we'll be off. And I think go to the next rest stop to have breakfast would be the thing to do. That's it for now. Day 2, 8 a.m., September 20th, Friday. There we are, it's 9:07 a.m. on Friday, September 20th, and we're just about to leave off for day 2. This is the trucker stop where we stayed last night. It's not just a trucker stop, but this is the trucker's portion of the stop. So off we go. Well, here we are, we're at mile 103 on day 2, about halfway between Cleveland and Toledo in Ohio, and it seems the terrain has definitely changed. It's much flatter now. There's still a lot of farming going on, but significantly flatter looking. See what this sign up here says. Fremont, Portland, don't know either of those, but anyway, here we are on the Ohio Turnpike. Here's one of the trucker showers. This is all part of the trucker's lounge. There's the trucks outside. And of course we have restrooms. And now we go into the main area of this stop. This is your typical stop on the Ohio Turnpike. Food is the one part which is not spectacular, but we'll see here now. The van is out there somewhere. Game room. Maybe I will find a charger for my phone in here. We'll look in there later. And down here we have oh, this is all part of Hardee's. Hardee's and Red Burrito. It's a nice place to sit down, plenty of room, and there is the truck, the van. It's my van out there. Yep, so that's it for now. Here we are. It's time for breakfast. It's 11:15 and I just decided to drive this morning without having breakfast, so now I'm going to have a bite to eat. So I probably have at least 2 of these on the van already, but I don't know where they are, so I've had to buy another so that I can charge my phone as I'm driving along. But now we're having our stop. Here's a coffee and a muffin. And we have an opportunity to charge the phone as well. So that's it. The van's still out there. Yep, here we are. We're filling her up with diesel. Credit card didn't work first time. Maybe the credit card, maybe because I'm traveling, I don't know. But anyway, she's still going there. $55 right now. So we got to $62.15, which is 20.251 gallons. close to Chicago. See the crops have their, not sure what that thing is called over there. It irrigates the crops or something, or sprays them. In any case, we had a bit of an incident with the toll booth as we left the Ohio Turnpike. The lady apparently could not read my Easy Pass, so I had to pay the full price. On entering the Ohio Turnpike, the lady said that it was reading my Easy Pass. It was somewhere in a box in the van, but I didn't know where it was. Oh, there's a machining on there now for irrigating or spraying the crops, not sure which. In any case, so I have to pay the full toll, paid by credit card. Hopefully I'm not double charged with it being charged to my Easy Pass in addition. She said that couldn't happen as my Easy Pass didn't register on the exit, but who knows. I guess the Easy Pass is somewhere in a box in this van, but no idea where. Well, it's 4 p.m. Friday, September 20, that's day 2. And after 299 miles, so 300 miles, we made a stop here. And originally I thought I was in Illinois. Actually, I'm in Indiana. Illinois is next. A little bit of an issue with the Easy Pass, but we won't go into that. Apparently it was being read from my vehicle, but I don't know where it is in the vehicle. It's in a box somewhere, I guess. But it wouldn't or couldn't be read as I was leaving Ohio, so I had to pay the full rate. And they don't sell them here. They did sell them on the Ohio Turnpike at the stop, but they don't sell them here at the Indiana stop. So I'm going to have to persevere without an Easy Pass, I guess. Apparently there's a place up the road where I could drive 5 miles off route to get one, but you know, it's not worth doing that, so that's it for now. So I want to do another 100 miles at least in today, so that'll make it 400 for the day, which is my new target, 400 miles minimum per day. That will get me to California in 7 days total driving if there are no unforeseen issues with anything. Me or the... Here we are, we're approaching sunset, and you see that? It's a microlight, I believe, just disappearing over the horizon there. Just above that green sign it was. We're on 369 miles. Day 2. Just past Chicago, we had some bad traffic there. Probably were held up for a good 30 minutes, but now we seem to be moving again. So we'll see how long we can go this evening. I don't really want to drive in the dark. And they said, go west, young man. Here we are on the evening of day 2. We're approaching a rest stop about 10 miles ahead of us. Not sure if I'll be able to stay there tonight, but I'm going to check it out. We're now up to 453 miles for the day. Rest area 1 mile, and behind those trucks, just keep looking. Any second. There it is. That's the sunset. For now at least, although I suspect we may see it again when we go around this corner. Nope, gone for good. That was the sunset. So I'm going to take a quick stop at this stop. This rest area. See what's going on here, if anything. Might think about staying here for the night, although I'm not sure it looks that inviting. We shall see.
Continue for a half mile.
See another camper van up there, that could be a good sign. Yeah, chances are that somebody in that camper van is staying here already, so we shall see. I'm gonna pull in here for now anyway. Day 2, and we just woke up. Spent the night in the van last night. That was the second night in the van. We parked it right here. It's next to the Great Sock Trail rest area. It's on I-80, so there's a good bit of noise last night with the traffic going by. It's now, I believe it's coming up to 7 a.m. And I see that van down there, obviously somebody slept in it, two of those cars, I think people slept in them as well. The trucking area is around the back. Initially I was going to sleep in the trucking area, but then I was advised by one guy, no, leave that for the truckers. I had found a spot that wasn't disturbing any of the trucks, but I decided to come back and stay in the car area. So there we are. So that's it for now. Now it's a question of trying to get up and on the road before too much time passes, because we want to clock in another minimum 500 miles today. If we're doing well, we'll do 500. But we want, minimum 400. That's my new target. That would be a total of 7 days to get to Davis. Here we are. We are crossing the Mississippi. And Google Maps just said, welcome to Iowa. Crossing the Mississippi. Welcome to Iowa. Welcome to Iowa. And guess what? It's pretty wet weather in Iowa today. It changed pretty suddenly. There was talk of some rain in the forecast, some heavy rain, but this suddenly came on, and yeah, pretty heavy rains. There's a truck full of little mini caravans there. And in the distance you'll see there are some windmills. Must be some wind around here at times. Some on the left also. Quite a wind farm going here. There we are, Tana Montezuma. 1 mile is the turnoff. We're not going there, but that's just to give an indication of where we are. But I still see all these windmills coming up on the right hand side. They're also over on the left, although they're not as visible. Still in Iowa. We're about maybe 50 miles out from Des Moines, Iowa. Heading west, of course, on Interstate 80. took a coffee break in this town here called Grinnell. It's a college town, and it seemed kind of uninteresting first when I got here. The restaurant wasn't even open, the first one I tried to go to, but then I found the center and I found a nice little coffee shop called Saints, and it turned out to be very pleasant. It's actually a college town, about 2,000 students, not that much in the local college, but yeah, it turned out to be a lot more pleasant than I initially considered. Windmills. I guess this is another wind farm, and we are also, interestingly enough, in Madison County now. There was a sign a while back for the covered bridges of Madison County, and as you can see there's some rain, or maybe you can't. There's some rain on the windscreen now. Madison County. Some rolled up, is it hay or straw over there? Saw a baler in action just a few minutes ago. Straw, I believe. We're still in Iowa. Sign says 78 miles to Council Bluffs. So the van has now done 80,008 miles. So we're at a rest stop. One of the final rest areas in Iowa. We'll be crossing into Nebraska soon. That's it. This was billed as a modern rest stop, but actually all it has is some vending machines. Well, I did manage to get a Twix bar and some restrooms. That's about it. That's 80 over there. Not too many truckers here, a few cars. That's it. This is the van from the back. As you can see, it's piled pretty high with stuff. The Lego is sitting on the end of my bed there. I move it at night. Creates space to sleep. So this is a brief look at Omaha, Nebraska. We're on the 80 West Express lane. Yeah, maybe that's downtown over there. There's a tallish building or two. So I guess we just arrived in Nebraska. I can only assume this is Nebraska. Center. So we are still in Iowa. So I guess this is not, no, you know what, this is not Nebraska. This is something Falls. My mistake. Okay, I think now we are entering Nebraska. Taken on the inside by an articulated truck, and we've got welcome to Omaha. there on the side of the hill. Welcome to Omaha. So yes, earlier thoughts were a little free, but now we are in Nebraska. Well, we're driving through Nebraska, and this must be some of the most relaxing driving we've done so far. There's that irrigation system, is it? Or perhaps it's for spraying, but I think it's irrigation. It's wide open spaces, just very gently rolling hills, and a very open road, and just very low pressure driving. Of course, it helps that we're not surrounded by trucks right this second, which there are. As you can see, there's some ahead there. But I'm just struck by how easy this feels and how comfortable right now. I think that's corn growing on the right there. So I'm really not sure where I am right now, somewhere in Nebraska, but I noticed I was getting low on fuel down to the last little section, so I thought I'd better stop for fuel. And then I saw a spot to eat, so I am going to have dinner here at this, it's like a truck stop place. And there's a little bit of not a shopping mall, but there's a few stores over there. And then they have this very comprehensive gas station. So I'm going to stay here, have something to eat, get some gas, check the air on the tires because I'm not sure if it's my imagination or not, but they may be a little low. And I'm trying to get the light here. And then I might even try to stay here for the night if the manager is agreeable. So that's it. That's the van parked there right now, just outside the restaurant, so that's good. So I've decided to carry on and not stay at the Schumacher place there. It's 6:50 on my watch, but it's really 5:50 according to my iPhone because I switched time zones. So I'm just going to continue for another while and try and get in another 50 to 100 miles today. So we're going back onto I-80. Driving towards sunset. See the rays coming through the sky there. Good morning. It is day 4. We're almost losing count. That is Sunday, September 22. I believe the correct time here in Nebraska is 7:12 a.m. Things are just beginning to wake up. A few of the truckers are getting up to leave. Some have left already. A couple of cars here with people sleeping in them. That's I-80 over there. This is the rest area up here. It's actually quite a nice lake at the back here. It's scenic. The rest area isn't really up to much. Quick glimpse of the rest area. It's really just toilets and a couple of vending machines. And that's it. But now I think we're going to hit the road and we'll have breakfast a little later en route. Before we let up back in the van again completely, I've thrown a few things on. I'll show you the sleeping area. Oh yeah, here it is. So I just put those couple of boxes on it, but this is basically where I slept last night. It's actually very comfortable. It's the front of the van in the distance, some bikes to the side, lots of boxes to the side of course, but this area here is very comfortable. And of course the beds are on a table here. This is the top of the table, and then I have some other boxes underneath, so it worked quite well. Sunday morning in Nebraska. Little rain outside, you can see it on the windscreen. But beautiful sunrise in the background, which I can't see of course, but I can see the effect of it in front of me. And really quite pretty. To the right there.
Activists targeted the connecting train station. They accused the MTR operator of colluding with the authorities. Hundreds of riot police responded, and activists ran into the streets where they faced tear gas and rubber bullets. As riot teams charging in to make as many arrests as possible, protesters fled. Hundreds of young people gathered at the United Nations in New York this weekend, and Pierre's Mayotte online reports that activists are demanding that governments act on climate change.
The Special Youth Climate Summit featured speakers like Fijian climate activist Kamal Karishma Kumar. Kumar says people from island nations like hers are especially at risk. Built up here, must be coming to a town of some description. Buffalo Bill Ranch. Go-karts would be fun normally, but maybe not today. Harley Davidson motorcycles. RV park. So this is some kind of entertainment town, I guess. Some hotels, eating places over there. We're going to try and do a little more, a few more miles before stopping. So
sun in my eyes. I think I'm in the shot. Just had a breakfast here. Sum total of $4 for the early bird special, I think it was, at this newly opened restaurant here, Furhouse Cafe. Apparently it used to be a KFC. I just stumbled on it. So with tax and tip, it was a very generous $6 total for breakfast. Over there, we're going to head back and hit the road. Here, of course, is the van. Would you like one more look inside it? We'll climb up. You can look in the back. It's the bed area there. It's got some stuff on the bed right now. Stuff I like to have the cushioning from the mattress while I'm traveling, like my NAS is right there, my computer, NAS being network attached server. I was toying with the idea of leaving one of the two drives in New York, but in the end I couldn't figure out how to remove it quickly, so I left two of them in there. Taking one of them out could have been a good precaution in case something happened. The other one on the journey, I would have been able to recreate it, but anyway, it was a good idea, but hopefully it will not be necessary as I wasn't able to do it in the end. Onward. Just pulling out of my breakfast place here, and I see a nice collection of farm equipment over there. Looks like a lot of green John Deere. Now we head this way towards I-80. So just remembered we probably should get some diesel. We're not quite empty yet, but we will be soon. So I'm gonna fill up with diesel over here. Going down out of the van. Noticing all these are all cattle over here on my left. It's kind of sick looking, but yeah. Wow. It's not one of those irrigation machines. And we're still in Nebraska. Still have these flatlands. Well, I think we are still in Nebraska, I think. But we have passed the turnoff for Denver, and now the terrain is starting to become more rolling, shall we say. It's not as flat as it was. We just passed a sign for Cheyenne County. I am assuming that's still in Nebraska, even though there is a town or city, Cheyenne, which is some, I don't know, 100 plus or minus miles ahead of us right now. Let's see what this sign says. So that sign says Sydney 20, exit 6. Sterling County. Now check this out. This is new terrain. It's been completely flat and then slightly rolling. Now we have this somewhat interesting, different terrain appearing for the first time. So exit 55. The road seems quite windy here, and I see in the distance somewhere, I can't see them right now, there were some windmills. So whenever I see windmills, that tells me that there may be heavy crosswinds, which I feel in the van at times. This is an unusual, looks like an old farm implement that just passed me, being pulled by a truck. Behind the truck still in front of us, but over to the right here I see we have a very long freight train. It's a little in the distance, so it may not be easily visible, but you can see the moving colors, the containers on the back of the freight train. On our left we have some cattle. Noticing this image up there next to the American flag. I now see that freight train on the right is actually almost level with us. So looking at the passenger side of the van, see the front of the train. More irrigation in progress, or not in progress, but ready to be in progress. We have about 60 odd miles to go to Cheyenne in Wyoming. I still believe we are currently in Nebraska, although I'm not 100% sure. But I guess this is all ranch land around me. Slightly rolling hills. The road has just been straight for an incredible number of miles, dead straight. I'm assuming this is all ranch land. In the distance there you can see some windmills, so I guess there's a bit of wind around, and I can certainly feel the crosswinds in the van. The van has a high top, so it's more prone to the effects of crosswinds. You see cattle sometimes, not right this minute, although actually in the distance there you'll see some black spots. They are, I believe, cattle. This guy now. The van is a little sluggish on going up hills. I'm assuming that's because of the weight that's in it. Well, the news is that we are in Wyoming now, and we were still in Nebraska before. At least it wasn't Wyoming anyway, so it must have been Nebraska. Yeah, we did cross a distinct border for Wyoming just 10 minutes back. So, this is it. This is Wyoming. Somehow going back to, well, it's very light rolling, I guess, here. But no sign of any mountains yet. I guess we're far from Jacksonville. Okay, as I was saying, we're definitely in Wyoming. Maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 miles in, across the border from Nebraska. And I have just seen my first sight of the Rockies on this trip. There are mountains over there, which I assuming it must be the Rockies, Transcontinental Divide, etc. So that's it. That's the first sighting of mountains. Big deal. It is a big deal. I'm not being sarcastic. So we sighted those mountains. It was just around mile 372 on the I-80 in Wyoming. So there's exit 370 on I-80, just to get our bearings again. And again, the Rockies, we can't see them anymore now because they're over the hill. The Rockies to the left. Just to make it a little easier, I just saw signs for Cheyenne, Wyoming. So it's all happening just before we got to Cheyenne. And we saw the Rocky Mountains in the distance there. You might be able to see them in the camera right now in the shot. Speed limit, by the way, here is 75 miles an hour. That's the highest it's been so far. Just exiting the Cheyenne area on I-80. This looks like there's lots of containers, trucks. And we have, behind those poles, we have a massive wind farm. And then in the distance, you may just see the tips of the Rockies. Behind the windmills there, you can see some mountains. Gotta assume that's the Rockies. So we're just exiting the Cheyenne area. And we have 251 miles to Rock Springs. Just overtaken by that truck. The van is still very sluggish on the uphills, so we're doing close to 70 miles an hour, but it's very sluggish when it goes uphill at all. Again, presumably because of the weight in the back. There's a nice shot of the wind farm. A little busier here with more traffic. Mile 354 in Wyoming. Now again, we have the windmills in the background, some cattle here. So I guess this is all ranch country. Now here's what I want to point out. There's the machine in the distance there. It's not actually moving now, but I'm assuming that is a water well pump. So when that's going, it's almost like an oil well in the old days in Bahrain. That pumps up and down and pumps water up out of the ground. There was a time earlier when I did see one. Whoa, that was the wind. There was a time earlier when I did see one with a group of cattle around it, so presumably there was lots of water. We've just been climbing a little bit, now we're going down again, and there's some really heavy gusts around. So we really have to be careful and hang on tight. But I wanted to take this shot because on our right here we have another one of these long freight trains. I don't think I've caught the front of it this time. Moving very slowly, I think. I guess it's having trouble climbing up that hill too. We're on our way down that slight hill, and that freight train is on its way up. So it would be tough for an engine to carry all those wagons and all the weight. driving here because some of the trucks are like me, they suffer on the uphills. So you come across one there going quite slowly. It's something we have to be aware of all the time. And looking left, you can see the tops of the Rockies in the distance there. That would be more of the ski areas, I think. There may even be a little snow there, those white patches. Stopped at a rest stop to the Rockies somewhere Wyoming. Got a beautiful view. Mountains in the distance. That's I-80 there, we just came off it. And this is the rest stop. We'll go inside now and take a look. And that there is Lincoln Monument apparently. Too. So this is a pretty cool spot here, this visitor center. We have the Washington Monument out here. Not Washington, Lincoln. Right? Lincoln himself, overlooking everything. And then that's I-80 that we just came off. That truck is going in an easterly direction. These two are going in a westerly direction, where we want to go. And over here, we have this nice vista. Rockies in the distance. They call this the solarium. And apparently, we are standing at the highest point on the Lincoln Highway. So just looking at the map here, we've come along here. This is I-80. This is where we are now. We just came by Cheyenne. So we're here now. We will, after here, continue along here. I saw a sign for steep 6% grade for the next, was it 6 miles or something? And then we'll continue here west. I see up north we have Grand Teton National Park and Yellowstone National Park. So we won't see them on this trip, but perhaps on another trip we can take a visit there. But very nice visitor center. This Devil's Tower, which of course looks familiar from Close Encounters movie. Must find out where that is exactly. So that's it. That's the visitor center here at in Wyoming. That's the best I can do for now. Just past Cheyenne, west of Cheyenne. Here we are, still at the Summit Visitor Center, it's called. And it seems there's plenty to do along the I-80 corridor. Again, here we are, well, it's Cheyenne. We are here, next to Medicine Bow National Forest. We have various places of interest along the way. I do want to see where Devil's Tower is. I haven't found that yet. In good company here. 1903, George Wyman, first across America. We're now descending from the Summit Visitor Center, which I think may have said it was the highest point on I-80. But we have a 5-6 mile descent of around 5 to 6%, I believe now. Perhaps approaching the end of the descent, perhaps. And what do we see in the distance? More mountains. Not sure how we get through them, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. Snow-capped peaks in the distance. stop into one of these places. We'll see. Right now I'm just enjoying this beautiful view. And there's a marker for us. We're coming into Laramie. That's Laramie, Wyoming. Visitor Center warned me that the prairies were going to be boring. I think this is the beginning of what he was talking about. But right now it's very pretty because we have this vast flatness, very little traffic, mountains in the distance, some of them snow-capped. Look off to the side. It's just flat everywhere we look, pretty much. There's a good group of cattle down here, I think, on our left. Mountains in the background. I've done 443 miles for the day and I just needed a break, starting to feel a little tired. So we have been going through this really boring terrain and also really windy, so quite demanding just to hold the van going straight. So I just saw a rest stop here and I'm just taking a quick break. I stopped here in the hope of visiting this cafe, but I was reliably informed in the filling station over there that the cafe closed 15 years ago. So no food at the cafe today. It's back on to I-80. Well, it's 6:30 p.m. Sunday, September 22. That is day... I've actually lost count. Is it day 4? I think it's day 4. This is a stop. We're over 500 miles into today's drive. This is a stop in Wyoming. It's not that friendly and it's a little early, otherwise I would think about staying here tonight. I could do with some food too, so I think I'm going to just press on and see if I can pull off and get some food somewhere, because the last time I stopped hoping to get some food I didn't. I just had a couple of bars. So yeah, back on the road. It's like I said, 6:30, over 500 miles into today's ride. Interstate 80, Wyoming. Approaching sunset. Well, we've got a while to go to sunset, but we have a nice evening sun on the rocks over there. Interesting work going on here, I guess. Parking area for trucks. Lots of trucks on this road. This is the parking area for them on the other side of the road. We have 546 miles on the clock there. So I'm in this little town called Green River. Quite lost. I was looking for somewhere to eat. But I've ended up on this hill. And there's actually quite a nice vista. I'm looking this way. I believe that is what I think it is. I've got 3 stags there. This is in the same town, Green River. Hey dudes, what's up? Just having a little wander around town, I think. I'm looking for some food. Can you recommend a good spot? Okay, onward. Yes, that's the van there. Just had a very late lunch or early dinner at this place here. Very, very nice, home-cooked Stacey Ann's Cafe. And I was going to move on, but there's this great space behind. So she said no problem, I could stay there for the night. So I'm going to go back for dessert in a while and then bring the van around the back and stay here for the night, even though it's still quite early, 6:44 p.m. Wyoming time. Now, looking behind the parking lot, we have this beautiful structures just behind, very pretty. So I'm thinking I'll wake up here tomorrow morning. Sunset over here. I'll wake up to this beautiful view tomorrow morning and then go and have breakfast here at Stacey Ann's and then make my way in the direction of California.
Continue straight.
Day 5, I want to say. We are still in Wyoming, heading towards, in the direction of Salt Lake City. We travel very close to Salt Lake City, I believe. And just some interesting landscape here. That was worth capturing. Very flat, but there are these rocky outcrops. And in the distance we have some mountains. But so far, so good today. So far, so good today. We're only 31 miles into today's drive. We have adjusted our targets to arriving in 6 days realistically at this point, which would mean arriving tomorrow night. Because we had about 800 odd miles still to go when we got up this morning. And 400 a day seems to be very achievable as long as there are no issues. Wyoming. Notice the sign here, it says chain up area, exit 34. So I guess that's for a different time of year when you might be putting chains on your tires to cope with the snow. Some windmills in the distance here. Looks like none of them are moving for some reason. Maybe there isn't enough wind right now. This fence thing here, I'm wondering what that is. There have been several of them along the way. Maybe it's to collect rolling debris. I don't know. No idea. Mountains to our left there. Stop there, not too many trucks left, probably all out driving right now. On a downhill right now. Windmill's still not operational today. I guess there isn't enough wind today, unlike yesterday, which was extremely windy. 50 plus mile per hour gusts in places. Gusts in places. I believe we are now in Utah. This is our road. Still on I-80, of course. To our right, we have, I think it's 2 railway lines that are running. Definitely one, and I think there's the second on a slightly higher level behind. So I believe this is Echo Canyon rest stop. We are in Utah. Nice sunny day at this point. Here comes an RV. I think I passed that one earlier on the road. And we have this beautiful scenic backdrop here. Behind the trucks, that is. I guess that's typical Utah scenery. There's the van, still going well. Touchwood. And that's the pretty basic rest area there. Bathrooms, little store, which is more than some have actually. That's about it, but now we are going to continue on our journey. Have a look in the van. Pretty well packed. So we just left the rest stop at Echo something it was called in Utah, and now we're continuing for 46 miles on Interstate 80 west. Beautiful terrain here. Looks like it might be a dam here, so I'm hoping there might be something pretty on the other side. We just left the Echo rest stop. Ah yes, there's some water. Salt Lake City. We're approximately 15 miles before Park City and maybe 35 before Salt Lake City right now. Going through a section of roadworks. Looks like they're constructing a snowboard terrain park over there. We just came by Park City. Well, that was a little bit too close for comfort. This is the first traffic light I've seen for thousands, probably, of miles. Well, not exactly, but the first one I've actually not expected. And so it was a little bit of a situation, but anyway, we're okay. I was just overtaking this truck on my right as it happened. And yeah, a little bit uncomfortable, but all's well that ends well. Got to be aware of all the stuff in the back here moving forward, so didn't want to absolutely slam on the brakes, but anyway, we're all good, I think. But definitely a warning. Now we're leaving Salt Lake City and we're off 80 momentarily. I'm just following Google Maps. I think we'll be back on 80 in another 10 miles or so. Well, this directly in front of me, you can just see it under the mountain, is a strip of blue. I'm assuming that is Salt Lake, as we have just left Salt Lake City, so let's see if we get a better shot of it up here. Yep, Great Salt Lake State Park. Unfortunately, we are not going to spend any time stopping right now, so we'll continue. But maybe we'll get a shot of the lake as we travel along here. Maybe later. Okay, check this out to my right here now. That's Salt Lake. We're driving along. Technically not on I-80 right now, we're driving towards I-80 again. Just took a little side trip off I-80 briefly, following Google Maps. But there we have Salt Lake. So we're approaching a bridge. Or a causeway that seems to lead over Salt Lake. A little noisy, but other than that, wow, quite the vista.
In a quarter mile, merge onto Interstate 80 West.
Merging back onto I-80 West. I guess that must be part of the Salt Lake Flats to the right. Okay, so we are feeling a little anxious here right now. I've been trying to save fuel for the last while. First of all, we're driving along the Salt Flats. I guess it must be the Salt Flats. We're in Utah, just about to enter Nevada, well, sometime soon. And I realized a while ago that I was on the last section of my fuel with the fuel warning light on and the little zero flashing. So that was about 20 miles ago. There were a couple of potential stops, but they both said no services, so I did not turn off at those exits. Decided to go for this, what seems like a fairly major town called Wendover. That is now, I think at this point it's about 19 miles away, so here's hoping we make it. past a rest area here where people are obviously able to take their cars out onto the salt flats. It's kind of like we did on the LOOONG many years ago in Bolivia. That's pretty cool. I would have done it, but I have to get these last 10 miles, I think it is now, to fill up with gas. And I don't want to waste any gas slowing down and speeding up again. Right now I'm trying to maintain a steady 60 miles an hour at just over, what, 2,300 revolutions per minute. There's a sign, Wendover, 9 miles, Reno, Nevada, 415. That's what we're aiming for to get our gas. There's another mile marker coming up now. What does this one say? Yes, 9. Mile marker 9 there. So 9 miles to go. This is cool. I've just seen a sign for the Bonneville Speedway. Here it is, exit for half a mile. This would be the Bonneville Salt Flats, where the Campbells broke the land speed record many years ago. And gas and diesel exit 4, excellent. Think we're gonna make it. Think we're gonna make it. So here we are, very happy right now, because we just filled up with gas after being concerned that we might run out of gas. Found this spot in the middle of nowhere towards the end of the salt flats, and it just happens that the Bonneville Speedway is about 5 miles, I'm told, down this road. Debating whether it's worthwhile going down there or not, just to see some more salt. Presumably it's not that different from what we see here. Anyway, that's it. That's where we are now. Another view of the salt flats, Utah. Over this way, we understand, is where the Bonneville Speedway is, where the Campbells broke the speed record, land speed record, so many times, many years ago. Just in case you didn't believe me, here's the sign, Bonneville Speedway. Okay, I've decided, seeing as I've come all this way, I'm going to go and check out the Bonneville Speedway. Apparently it's 5 miles down this road, and it is an extra 10 miles round trip, but you know what, it might be nice to drive a relaxing 10 miles at a snail's pace. So I'm not sure what I'm going to find when I get there, but I'm pretty happy that I decided to do this extra 10-mile round trip to see the Bonneville Speedway. In that direction there you can see some cars, and you can actually see their reflection also. That's I-80 that I just came off. I just did that stint. But for now we're taking this 5-mile trip, side trip, to check out the Bonneville Speedway. We're doing this at a nice leisurely pace. Yep, so here we are. We decided to come and check out the Bonneville Salt Flats. It's pretty cool. As I mentioned earlier, it's very similar to the LOOONG in Bolivia, which I visited many years ago. But this one actually can drive my own car on. People are just driving driving around here a little bit. Pretty cool. So the van will have a little excursion onto the salt flats, I believe. There you are. I think there should be a little red. Yeah, it's now recording.
Okay.
So you can I'll just try that there back. You can follow me as well if you want. We're still in Nevada. We are, let's see, the sign I think is going to tell us. Yes, Reno is 339 miles from here. 339 miles to Reno. And we do have some snow-capped peaks over here. I'm wondering if that's the Tahoe Mountains or not. No idea really. Quite a vista here. Right. Going down a dip. And then to the left we have these snow-capped mountains. About to enter a work zone. We are still in Nevada. A tunnel. We're in Nevada. Still crossing Nevada. This is the Emigrant Pass, I believe. Beautiful evening drive here. We're approaching sunset on the left. Setting sun is casting beautiful light over the road in front of us, which is of course almost empty, just us. I was going to stop in a town back there, but decided just to carry on a little bit further and get a little closer to where I want to be at the end of the day. Good morning, Nevada. hopefully we're on the final leg now. I think we have about, was it 250 miles to go at this point? We just stopped in this little town in Nevada called Loveland. The name appealed to me. Anyway, we just had breakfast in this place, the Cowpoke Cafe, and now we're going to hit the road again and find 80 and head towards Davis, California. Here we are, we're on our way to Truckee, and that river there is the Truckee River. Quite scenic here. We just left a very nice modern truck stop at Terrible's was the name of the casino. I filled up with diesel there. But so now we have the Truckee River, the railway line, and Interstate 80. And we're getting pretty close to Reno, Nevada, and then soon after that we will cross the border into California. We just passed the border into California a few miles ago, and the terrain certainly has changed. Lots of trees now, and this is still the Truckee River on my right here. Just passing the exit for Florestan here. Florestan. Well, guess what? We are on land in California. Just stopped at Truckee here, which is a town just north of Lake Tahoe. I've skied close to here at North Star in the past. And yeah, just taking a little walk around the town center. Took a look at the visitor center. I'm going to go and have a quick coffee, and then I'll make my way on to Davis. Truckee River. Let's go check out the Truckee River. That's it, the Truckee River in Truckee, California. And this is where my Foursquare search led me for a coffee. It's called the Dark Horse Coffee Roasters. So we're going to check this out. Over the edge here we have Donner Lake. Unfortunately we can't see it unless I go into the fast lane, which I don't really want to do right now. We just left Truckee, we had a coffee. Now we're continuing on the way to Davis. And we can see the lake here, can we? Yes, Bricklands Lake, Donner Lake. Not Lake Tahoe, that is Donner Lake. Well, ironically, because I don't know where I'm going, I've avoided this traffic jam here thanks to Google Maps, which directed me onto this side road to avoid some congestion on I-80 due to roadworks there. So there we are. I guess this time, ironically, it has benefited me to not know where I'm going and be following Google Maps. Well, it looks like I have arrived in Davis. Took the turn off for UC Davis, which Google Maps actually told me not to. There's the Mondavi Center, the Welcome Center, and now I'm just going to drive around aimlessly for a short while. Okay, I have arrived in Davis. I found a spot quite near to where Maeve's apartment is. I think this is a legal spot out on the street. I actually got a temporary parking permit for her complex, but unbeknownst to myself, I think I drove completely through the complex and at the other side and found a spot on the street. So I'll stay here for now, just waiting for Maeve to get back from U.C. Davis. Oh, here we are. We've arrived in Davis after a 6-day journey from New York. Starting to unload the van. Got Maeve's stuff first.
What's that in there? That mat?
That's my bed. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, we've got
3-layer bed.
back here, we've got our bed right there on the left. And the rest of his stuff.
Yeah, I've spent, how many? 4, 5 nights? 5 nights on this bed. 3 layers. So 1 mat, and then the second and a third mat. Quite comfortable. This stuff is all removed at night and it goes on the driver's seat or elsewhere in the van while I'm sleeping. And then it's replaced while I'm traveling to try and minimize jostling and protect some of my computer gear, which rests on the bed, nice soft bed while I'm traveling.